doesn't even touch the original film, doesn't even come close. It's not even in the same book, it ain't even in the same library, to be honest. I could go on about that, but you know, you get the idea. This is alright, you know, but obviously you're going to compare it to the original and it's crap compared to the original. It's a bit cheesy, and some of the actors, like the two main actors, are not that good, to be honest. But, you know, I only paid 75p for it, so it ain't too bad. Next up we have Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, the Shotgun Special Edition, which obviously is the 2-disc set. I paid £1.50 for this at a CX. This is one of my favourite Guy Ritchie films, although it isn't my favourite. Snatch is my favourite out of what I've seen so far. But yeah, I still highly recommend this film. It's still one of my favourite Guy Ritchie films. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. $1 Million Baby. This is a great film, guys. This is one I'd highly recommend watching. It's got some great actors in it. You know, Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, rest in peace, sir. Hilary Swank is a great actress. This is probably my favourite Clint Eastwood film that he's directed, to be fair. It's just, oh man, yeah, definitely watch this film definitely watch this film if you haven't seen it yet, because it's brilliant, trust me. Alright, next up, guys, we've got Minority Report. Tom Cruise, not the greatest actor in the world, but he's not the worst either, and he's been in some pretty good films. So I paid £1 for this, by the way, which I thought was quite good. You know, it's £1 for that. I think that's a good deal myself. But yeah, this is quite a good film. Not one I highly recommend, but it is quite a good film. Alright, guys, next up we have Monsters Ball. Again, I only paid £1 for this, and again, this is one I would highly recommend watching. Billy Bob Thornton, Heath Ledger, Halle Berry. All three pretty good actors, and a pretty good film as well. It's one I recommend watching if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, next up we have Mutant. I wasn't expecting this film to be as good as what it was. It's not like the greatest horror film I've ever seen, but it is quite a good film. It's like 80s horror film. So if you like 80s horror, then you'll like this, definitely. I enjoyed it. I was expecting it to be cheesy and not that good, but I was wrong. It was quite a good film. Next up we have Mystic River. This was a bit of a punt, but again I only paid £1 for it, so you know. It's got Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, Kevin Bacon, three pretty good actors there, and it's directed by Clint Eastwood, so I thought I'd give it a go. I haven't seen it yet, but obviously I will do. Okay, next up we have Once Upon a Time in America, which is the 2-disc special edition. Again, I only paid £1 for this, which, you know, you can't go wrong. Robert De Niro there, that's a great picture, I think. It's got a really good cast, actually. It's James Wood, Joe Pesci, a few other good actors in there as well. Okay, so next up we have Outpost. Again, I only paid £1 for this, and I have seen this film. It was quite good. There's nothing like that amazing, but it is quite a good film. Okay, next up we have Paradise Lost. I might as well do these together because I've not seen either one of these. And Pieces. I haven't seen either one of these films, but they look pretty interesting. So, okay, next up we have Predator 1 and Predator 2, and 2-disc set, which is pretty cool. Again, I paid £1 for this. It's 50p for Predator and Predator 2. And they're both brilliant films. First one's better, obviously, Arnold doing his thing. But yeah, really happy to have this in my collection. Alright, I might as well do these two together again, like them last two horror films, Pieces and Paradise Lost. I've got Public Enemies and Rock and Roller. Haven't seen either one of these films. But yeah, that's Guy Ritchie and that's someone else. Michael Mann. So there you go, there's them two films. Okay, so this is Saw 6. Is that Saw 6 or 5? I'm crap with Roman numerals, people. But yeah, that's Saw, whatever it is, 5 or 6. Yeah, I will get all of them eventually, but obviously I ain't going to pay much more than £1 for them. But yeah, there you go. Got the Sin Eater with Heath Ledger. Haven't seen it yet, but I will do. Okay, next up we have The Sweetest Thing. Again, this is one I highly recommend. This is a fantastic film. All three of these ladies right here are fantastic in this film. Cameron Diaz, Kristen Applegate, Selma Blair. This is a really great film. Really recommend this one. Okay, next up we have The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the 2-disc version. Yeah, it's obviously the remake. Of course, you know that already. But for a remake, it was actually quite good. It was better than that Leatherface one that I showed you just now. But yeah, it's not one I'd highly recommend, but for a remake, it's quite good. Okay, next up we have There's Something About Mary. This is a really great film. Cameron Diaz, Ben Stiller, Lee Evans. Yeah, really funny film. Really recommend this one. Okay, next up we have Timber Falls. Horror film for £1. Haven't seen it, but I will do. And last but not least, looks like another Saw rip-off, but you know, it is a horror film, so Untraceable. Again, haven't seen it, but obviously I will do. Looks a lot like Saw to me, but yeah. Alright then, so that's that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.